Welcome to Shortcuts to Mastery. I'm your host, Maria Henning, and in my universe, life is for growth and time is for bending. So hop in, my friend, buckle up, and let's get into it. Hello, and welcome back to another episode. This is an audio version of an Instagram live I did 2 nights ago, giving you all the updates on living in Bali and everything that's happening business-wise, and also the new offers that I have put out. So super excited to share. And if you want to watch the video version, I'll link that in the show notes below. Enjoy. Hello, live from Bali, which is so fun. It's 8:49 p.m., which means it's 8:49 a.m. in Eastern time. And my Instagram is informing me there's 428 of you active on Instagram right now. So I guess everyone in America is just super active in the morning. Hi, how's it going? I'm Maria, if you don't know me yet, and I am currently in Bali for the next couple of weeks, and I have some updates for you around living in Bali. I want to talk about things I'm excited about business-wise and some interesting things around what's happening in business, and also tell you what I'm up to and what you can do with me for April and May, which is going to be so much fun. So Bali updates for all of you that are curious about the digital nomad lifestyle, and also since we're here live, if you have any questions about living in Bali in particular or anything else related to digital nomadism, hit me up. But yeah, first of all, such a vibe. So I am here for the next 4 weeks. I've already been here for a week, so just a short 5-week stay. I was hoping to spend a little bit more time here, but I ended up coming to Bali at this time because my dad turned 60 at the end of March. So I was going to initially stay in Houston until then, which is where I grew up. So my parents are there. I gave up my apartment in Boston in December. I was living there for 2 weeks, ended up coming back to Houston and just staying at my parents' place and connecting with the fam and being with my dog or whatever, but yeah, connecting with the family for a little bit. And I ended up staying instead of traveling and having to come back for my dad's birthday until March 22nd when his birthday is. But then of course the total solar eclipse was on April 8th, as we know. So, and it was going through Texas. So obviously I was going to stay in Texas for that. So I ended up postponing my Bali trip until after my dad's 60th and the total solar eclipse that went through Texas, which was absolutely amazing. And I did another live, that's 2 posts ago. If you want to see the sky gets super dark and yeah, just the experience, the solar eclipse vibes, it was crazy. Right before the totality happened, all the animals were going absolutely insane. And then when totality happened, all the animals were silent. It was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. And then they all started back up again after the sun came back out, which was just so crazy. Let me just chug my coconut water. I'm actually so thirsty right now. Okay, so anyway, that's why I came to Bali now and not before then, because if not, I would have literally been in Bali from January, basically. I wanted to be here for my 30th birthday, but realized that none of my friends were going to be there for my 30th birthday anyway, so I just had it in Houston, which was still really fun. And one of my best friends came in town to hang out with me for that, but that's why I'm here now. I got here on the 13th. I thought I would get here on the 12th, but I didn't realize that the flight I booked was actually 2 days of travel, so I took a full 2 days to get here. So I got here on the 13th at 3 p.m. and adjusted to the jet lag like a champ, just like last year. So last year I also spent most of April and some of May here, but only 3.5 weeks, not quite, a full month. Hello. And this time I'm spending a full 5 weeks here, which is really nice. But yeah, it's such a vibe. I am so happy to be here because I spent so much time here last year, and because I have friends here, and because in particular my bestie Katie Irvin, who you guys may know as sort of spiritual, got me all her Gate 45 resources. I really know what I'm doing here. It feels like I know where my favorite places are, and I know where to go do yoga, and I know where to go eat, and how to move around, and how that situation works. So I really appreciate that I know what the fuck is going on, if that makes sense. So again, if you're curious about digital nomadism, one of the things that I was definitely nervous about is like all the research you have to do everywhere you go to make it any type of decision. Like, where do I eat? How do I meet people? How does groceries work? How do I move around? Like, is there Uber? The answer is no in Bali. It's something called Grab or Gojek. So, things like that. And so I'm just grateful to not have that adjustment period because I've already spent so much time in Bali and like Ubud specifically. And also Katie's just a homie and just gave me all of her resources, which was really, really great. However, I've been mostly in my like Houston, like workaholism type of schedule because I have so much going on. Like I'm teaching my Gene Keys reader training, the master key right now. I have a call teaching the sphere of life's work in 2 hours. So I get to do that, which is fun. And I am creating a lot of things, which I'll tell you about at the end. A lot of like new programs and things coming out. So that's been interesting. Like I've gone to events and parties and stuff and I've met people, but I definitely, part of my interest in coming here was for like-minded community, other similar people to me and what I do, like digital nomads, spiritual entrepreneurs. I mean, Boston was absolutely amazing, but definitely not the city for digital nomads and spiritual entrepreneurs. So I felt pretty profoundly isolated there when it came to like work. And because my work is like not just any sort of whatever work, it's like my passion and it informs my lifestyle and it informs my community. It was really difficult to be so isolated work-wise because it also made me isolated like lifestyle-wise and community-wise. So hello. So yeah, so that's why I came to Bali. So like part of the reason I came to Bali, besides it being amazing, is to like connect with people here. So it's been interesting that I haven't really been able to meet new people. I went to like a girls' dinner a few nights ago, so I definitely met some people there and we stayed in touch, which has been great. But I've just been working so much because I have so many things going on. So yeah, that's been a vibe. I'm loving the villa. The food situation was a little bit sus until I realized I could order it straight to my villa. I'm in like sort of like a local taxi like controlled area, so I can't order the grabs straight to my house, but they can drop things off. So I realized they could actually drop food off at my house if I need them to. They just can't pick me up directly at the house. There is a restaurant down the street that I want to try, but I don't know, I'm just so used to the ones that I like. So I've just been going to those. And so now the challenge situation is actually the desk that I'm currently at. It's like the tabletop is nice, but because it has drawers, my legs like don't fit underneath it. And I love to like sit cross-legged. And so I need to have a lot of space under the desk for me to be able to fit both my legs cross-legged underneath. And there's just a bunch of shit in the way. And if I could raise it, that would be great. But then even though my legs would fit under, then the laptop would be way too high. And so my arms would be like this the whole time. So it's just like a comfort thing, and it's important for me to feel super comfortable when it comes to working. So trying to figure out the desk situation. I'm trying to get one of my friends' old like IKEA desks and revolving chair, like comfy chair. This chair isn't like super comfy. And if I could get that desk, that would literally change my life. And if I can't get it from her, if we can't figure out where it is or whatever, because it's in like storage right now, then I will get my own desk because this desk is so profoundly frustrating. So I thought I was going to be fine. And there's like a little vanity that I can work out, and there's a table outside, and there's also a couch. But just none of them are fulfilling the requirement of like a full desk. So again, something to consider digital nomad wise, like knowing, like booking a villa was like a whole situation. Like there was a lot of research done into that because it's important to have something like a dedicated workspace and also need a kitchen and need like a bathroom and what's the AC like. A lot of places in Bali on the more affordable side aren't going to have air conditioned living, and so only the bedroom is going to be air conditioned and the rest of the house is like open air. As you can see, my kitchen is literally outside, like it has like a cover but doesn't have walls necessarily, and there's no door. Like it's not sealed off to the elements. It is fully outside. And so finding this place was amazing because it had a living room inside, the little couch that I've been like sitting at. On the website didn't say it had a TV, but then all of a sudden there was a TV when I arrived, which is really cool. And there's like a really nice bathroom. The bathroom is also outdoors, which is again typical Balinese, but I like that. But then it was like I needed to have like a workspace, and also does it have mosquito netting and things like that. And even though the workspace is like the space itself is nice, the desk itself, unfortunately, like I saw it when I booked it, I was like, ooh, like I think my legs are not going to fit under there. But it serves a a desk purpose is not very comfortable. And if I could just get a desk, we're going to solve that problem. So easy peasy. It's going to be great. And next up is in my Bali updates, in my life Bali updates, is I need to figure out learning to ride a motorbike and getting an Indonesian license. I don't have an international driver's license, which could serve the purpose of the Indonesian license. And I just don't like to fuck with the law, even though people are like, oh, no one's gonna check. It's like, but you just never know. And I have no interest in paying a huge fine or potentially going to jail, or worst case scenario, getting like locked out forever of this country. That would just be horrible. Like, you know, I could just spend a couple $100 and get an Indonesian license and just never have that issue. Hello, Danny. I'm talking all about Bali. You would be definitely interested in this. So I'm figuring out how there is a place where I could learn to ride, and also they would give me an Indonesian license, and they just wouldn't they're just not fucking responding to my messages. So I need to figure out I need to find another place who can, like another company, there we go, to learn motorbike riding and safety and rules and whatever, and also to give me an Indonesian license, because I'm so sick of not having my bike around. So if you come to Bali, it's really easy to move around. Like for me to get from my place to downtown Ubud, which is like 20 minutes, on the back of a bike is not even $2, including tip. Like it's just insanely cheap. You get on the back of someone's bike, it's so much fun, etc. So it's really easy to move around in that way. But the issue is, now that I've been here for so long, I'm like wanting to explore more. And so on the back of a Grab, which is like the name of the Uber here for bikes and stuff like that, I can't just be like, hey, pull over, this place looks cool, like I want to go check out this place. So I really want my own bike so I can just explore and park wherever I want and go here and go there and etc. So yeah, I'm excited about, I never thought I would get my own bike because I know how dangerous they are. And I know a lot of people that have either died or just become literally like vegetables from tragic motorbike experiences and like motorcycle experiences in particular. So I'm a little bit afraid of that. But because you're not really going fast here, and you know, one of the cool things about Bali, and particularly Ubud, like even though there's a lot of traffic, people are not angry, people are not honking, people are not rushing to cut you off. Like you'll definitely see a little bit of like the going fast and like Canggu and the beaches and some of the more like touristy areas, but Ubud, which is like the spiritual capital of Bali and is in the middle of the jungle, is just so chill. So there's a lot of traffic, sure, sometimes, like especially when there's like a ceremony or something like that, but people are not like honking or mad at you for not crossing or whatever. So I feel, because it feels so chill here, that I could definitely feel safe enough to like ride a bike if I take proper lessons. Always wear a helmet if you're listening to this, and just drive defensively, as they say in the US. So that's my next forage. That's my next quest in my Bali adventure, which will be a lot of fun. So that's everything with Bali so far. Katie and I have been hanging out, having so much fun. Danny, who just joined, one of my best friends, I convinced her to come and hang out. She's in Japan right now. So if you are listening to this and you want to come and hang out with us in Bali, come hang out with us in Bali. So that's everything happening in Bali right now, I believe. And yeah, that's what I have been up to. I also wanted to share some things that I'm excited about business-wise right now, which I find super interesting and maybe could apply to you. So we just moved into Taurus season, and Taurus rules the second house. So like finances, personal finances, home, structure, stability, safety, things like that. And so I was excited to sort of, and it rules for me, my fourth house, because I'm an Aquarius rising. So it's about like home and things like that. And so I thought that it would be like I thought I'd be excited about like finances right now and like money goals and like whatever and things like that. That's sort of what I've been focused on for the first quarter. But now that we're in Q2, I realized, especially after running Notion Empire, which Notion Empire was like such a fun program, that what I'm most excited about right now is teaching and doing live stuff like this, teaching and teaching live groups and like really, really big groups. And so today was so great. I'm in Amanda Francis's money course, and today she dropped a tapping, EFT tapping, video on getting more sales in business today. And it was all about the number of students that you'd want to have in a program rather than the money goal, which was literally perfect because as I've been connecting to what I want and like what I want to be doing, it's like I just want to be in big groups. Notion Empire was so fun. Such a good group of people showing up consistently. The Master Key is so much fun. That's my Gene Keys reader training. Like there's 20 something people in that program. We're just like vibing on Voxer. We're going to have a live call today. Like all I want to do is teach live. And I have a lot of things to teach, which I'll tell you about in a second, but it's making me also want to create like a free private community, so that we can have like what excites me. So here's me asking for feedback so I can see what my sacral responds to, but a free private community is interesting to me, similar to like a Facebook group, but not Facebook because Facebook fucking sucks. But like a Kajabi free community, like the difference, here's the distinction that I feel with Instagram. Instagram is like content. Yeah, for sure. We can chat, etc. I feel like I have a community, but that community only is relating to me, if that makes sense. Like my community is not relating to each other. Like my followers don't know each other. Maybe they do, maybe they connect in comment sections and things like that. But like Instagram community is literally the biggest gift and I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with all of you and like I love every one of you, but I want you guys to know each other. And so that's what I'm excited about something like a community with, because not only do I want to just teach live and do more live stuff, and maybe these lives would live in that community more so we could have more of like a conversation in that community, but you guys would know each other and it would be a space for you to network, which is my favorite thing, is connecting people. Like literally, if you become a friend of mine in real life and you tell me an interest, or even now, like if you just like tell me what you're interested in or whatever, I'll be like, oh my God, I know this person, I know that person, I can connect you with this person, I can connect you with that person. I'm doing that all the time, which is my line for culture sphere of network in the Gene Keys. If you're curious, there is a place in the Gene Keys that tells you exactly how you're meant to engage with your community and your clients, and mine is all about networking and being the bridge between units, units being the line 3. So I'm the bridge. I'm like connecting people. It's a transpersonal line. It's in the second trigram, or the upper trigram rather. So it's all about like the other, and so yeah, it's a lot of fun because I love to connect you guys to each other. And my favorite thing is for you to tell me what you like and then me being like, hey, I have the perfect person for you. So tell me if you're interested in a community situation right now, because that's all that I'm interested in right now. All I'm interested in is teaching live, having community, and hopefully blending those two. Like also another favorite thing of mine is when people in my courses meet each other. So just now when I was in Los Angeles, I guess I didn't really update you guys at all while I was in LA because I was just teaching. I taught a lot. Like in the same week, I had the last two Notion Empire calls, a Master Key discussion call. I taught as a guest expert on someone else's group, and I had a readings on repeat coaching call. So like in the same week, oh my God, this fucking weird like thumbs up thing that Instagram, I don't know what this is. It also happens on like video calls on FaceTime. What the fuck is this? This is so strange. If you're listening to this on the podcast, because this will be turned into a podcast later, go watch the live at this point, because it's literally, you just do a thumbs up and then the video does a thumbs up for you. It's so strange. I've seen it on FaceTime. I've seen it on WhatsApp. I don't know what iPhone, iOS, I don't know what this is, but anyway. Also on I think like on Zoom too. Is this AI? I don't know, whatever. But yeah, all I was doing was teaching live. Anyway, to the point of the story is that while I was in LA, I organized sort of like a mini meetup. I posted on stories right before I went to LA to see who of you was in LA. And because I only posted about it once, I only got a couple of responses, which was perfect for me because I was very, very busy, as you guys know. And so I ended up planning a little meetup with two of my students. Two of them, they're both in readings on repeat. They're both in Notion Empire, and one of them was also in the Master Key, and I just adore them. And they've gotten like readings with me and stuff like that. Ashley and Julie love them. And one of my friends in the industry, Eric Roberts, who was on the podcast as well. You guys should follow him. He's super, super talented astrologer, astromancer, all the things. And so we all hung out in Venice and just like had these great conversations. And it's like, that was amazing. Like getting to connect people in my community, like with Ashley and Julie, getting to connect them, in yeah, like in real life, and like you guys are both my students and now you know each other, and then like bringing in like Eric to that conversation. It was just so much fun. Hi, Dana. Dana was just talking about two Notion Empire students who got to meet in person with me when I was in LA. So anyway, Dana was also in Notion Empire. So yeah, that's all I want to do. All I want to do is teach live. All I want to do is have community and connect the two. And so if you want something like a free community where we're doing more live things, where you can meet the other people that I have brought into this space, there's like over 6,000 of you on Instagram. Let me know about that. Aw, Dana says Notion Empire was amazing. Dana, tell us about how you're using your Notion templates. I'm so curious. And if you want to join live, why not? I love a good, what's the word? Like pulling an audible. I'm horrendous at expressions. This is like a neuron that I think gets connected when you're like 7 or 8, because when I moved to the US, I lost all ability to use American expressions and Venezuelan expressions. It's like, I don't know, how to use expressions. So I love to improvise. So Dana, if you want to come live, you hit me up. But if you just want to share in the chat how you're using Notion, let me know too. I would love that. And thanks for the kind words. If that's all you wanted to say, that's cool too. No pressure. I love inviting people to share more about how they're using all the things that I create. Oh my gosh, sent a request to be in your live. This is so great. Yes, join. We met in my first ever business mastermind, which was the Boss Babe Business Mastermind back in 2020. Accept? Did I accept it? Oh, hello! It's so good to see
Good
you.
morning.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, good morning. My God, it's like 9 p.m. for
I know.
me, so
I'll see you in a few hours though, when it's the end of my day and the
yeah.
beginning of your day.
Yes. Oh my God, we have a reading
Yeah,
tomorrow. Yes, exactly. We have a reading in like 12 hours. I'm so
I'm so
excited.
excited.
Oh my God, tell us about Notion Empire.
It,
Yay,
oh,
for coming.
amazing. I live and breathe by my Notion Empire now. It's so pretty. Obviously, I made it aesthetically pleasing, but the journal aspect of it alone is mind-blowing. So I have things in there. I've created a template called like evidence of my success, kind of
Mm.
used it off of that. So I use that
Oh
for
my
any
God.
time you want to do this. So anytime
Yeah.
somebody gives me something good to say or like reaffirms that I am living in my purpose and that I should be, I take screenshots of it and I
Oh no. What happened to my Wi-Fi? Is it me? Is it you? Is it the Balinese Wi-Fi? Let me know. Hello. First of all, that's so good. I hope that people are still listening to me live. If you're still listening to me live, let me know if I'm frozen or Dana's frozen. Yes, got cut off. Do you want to rejoin again? I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. It's like frozen and like the funniest face. Um, let's try that again. I'm going to invite you to join again, and maybe we can do that. First of all, that's so good. So if you guys didn't hear, Dana just so graciously accepted my invitation to off the cuff talk about Notion Empire since she was in the program. And she used the journal database that I created to make a section all about evidence of her success. And now she's back and she can talk about it. Yay!
I'm
Okay,
back.
tell us
I'm
more about the
back.
evidence of success. That is so fucking good.
Yes, well, I have been using it with all of my coaching clients and I've been like writing
Mm,
it myself, but I'm like, no, I want to have a database where I can truly track my success throughout my, personal life, business, all of that. So I take screenshots of things people have said, or just offhand comments. I talk about how it made me feel, what was in the moment, and something to
mm,
anchor to. And I use it and I use it for my clients too. I'm like, you use it for when you feel like an imposter and you don't know what you're doing.
yeah.
You go back to that and you see you've already have the evidence of success all around you of everything that you've done. So to move past that fear and to keep going, and it's so fun to be able to like categorize it and look back and
Mhm.
because you had it set up so everything is like dated, I can see it at a month view or whatever. I can go in and tag, and it's just one of the coolest features, one of the many features I use in Notion Pyre. It's best
Oh,
best purchase of 2024 so far.
Oh my God, that's so good. Thank you. I'm so honored. That's genius. I especially really appreciate the like talking about how it made you feel in that moment. Like that's so fucking
Mhm.
smart. Also, Dana, talk about really quickly what you do so people can find you. Talk about your coaching and everything like that.
Sure. So I'm a leadership coach. I help women who are trying to get ahead in their careers, who may have been overlooked. So we really focus on the emotional intelligence, emotional and social skills needed to be able to get ahead in your career, make more money, feel more impact, and be secure in yourself.
Yay! And what's your handle so we can find you also on the podcast?
At Dana Whitaker. So
Yay!
I'll type it in the
Yes.
chat, but I have to run to a doctor's appointment. I will see you later, but I
Oh my gosh.
just wanted to
Thank
sing your
you.
praises, Maria.
You're the best. Thank you. That was so sweet. Have an amazing doctor's appointment. I'll see you in 12 hours for our reading.
Bye.
Yay! Bye. That was so good. And you guys, with the Notion journal, just to add a little bit to Dana's thing, everyone go follow her. Um, you can also create, since she's tagging that section of like evidence of success, you can create a whole section that just filters for evidence of success, for example. And you can, it doesn't have to be only the most recent ones, and it doesn't have to be mixed in with your other types of journal entries. It can literally just be that section. If you haven't already done that, Dana, I recommend that. And anyone else listening, anyone else in Notion Empire, do that. And if you're curious about Notion Empire, which I actually wasn't going to talk about right now, go check it out at the link in my bio. It's an absolutely fantastic fucking program. It is one of the things I'm most proud of having created. Part of my genius and what I'm really good at is efficiency and processes. Yeah, like I have run my entire life in business off of Notion for the last like 3.5 years and have created some of the most sexy and yet efficient programs. Aw, thanks, Ishika. Gotta bounce. Yes, catch you in 2 hours because Ishika and I have, she's in the master key, so we're doing a master call in a bit. But thanks for stopping by. But yeah, like I have created some of the sexiest and most efficient Notion templates and Notion systems that you literally could ever look at. I've looked at so many other templates on the market and they are not nearly as robust or actually simple and applicable as mine. And they definitely don't come with the fucking 12 hours of 12 hours. It was like 8 to 12 hours or something of like in-depth tutorials and conversations that I did the first 2 weeks of April, whenever the hell that was, that we did Notion Empire. It is an incredible program. So thank you, Dana, if you watch this later. Thank you for coming on and sharing so generously about the program. That was really sweet of you. And I hope you have a great day and I'll see you in 12 hours. Hi, Danielle. This is so fun. See this again, this is like again, a teaching, for all of you out there, genuinely follow, especially as a generator, genuinely follow what you want to do and follow what you're excited about. Right now, as a generator, all I want to do is teach live and be live and like have conversations and see people coming on and do things off the cuff. That's like what I love to do. It's my 3420 channel, just in the moment, whatever, such a vibe. Also, I'm already getting like a sweat mustache because I turned off the AC for this call so it wouldn't be on all the time. And I'm already getting really hot because it's so hot here in Bali. But yeah, so that's what I'm up to business wise right now. So teaching live community, like I'm saying. Also, you can go get Notion Empire if you want. It's available, but it's now available at full price, which is the last thing I wanted to talk about, which is what I am experimenting with right now in business and the things that I want to offer you. So what I'm really experimenting right now in business is offering these like pre-sales, trustful pricing types of programs instead of wait lists. So I call it pre times three, pre times three sales. What I like about this, and I've done wait lists before. How do I hide the freaking comments? There's so many comments. Anyway, or like so many things coming up. But yeah, anyway, what I like about pre-sales instead of wait lists is it allows me to give you a bit of info and a huge discount for you to join something that I'm creating. And at the same time, I get to inform you of what's coming up next, which is part of my manifesting generator strategy. And also it gives me something to respond to if people sign up, which is the other part of my strategy as a generator or a manifesting generator. So Like I love one of my coaches really does the trustful pricing. Kinsey Matson, who I talk about often, has sort of coined this, and I never went with it. I maybe tried it a couple of times, but I was more like, oh, let me do like a wait list, or let me just do like a quick early bird or something before a program. But what's really exciting about this is I've already played a lot with like doing a sort of like longer pre-sale, which like for example with the compendium, like that was a very, very long pre-sale, was sort of like a pre-order type of thing. And there were some challenges with it for sure, just because the compendium on its own was like a challenge and it was a very long program. But that challenge is or a very long project, but that challenge is removed with these shorter programs that I'm really excited about. So right now, all I want to do is teach. All I want to do is teach you my processes. Here's what I find that I end up creating on the internet, creating in my business. I'm either teaching like the gene keys and energy and like human design and astrology and things like that. I'm just like going like full into that and like how to apply it and how it shows up for you and doing readings and things like that. Or I'm just documenting business processes. That is all I do on the business front. I document my processes, I tell you what works, and then I give you like a very easy to follow roadmap and lots of behind the scenes support. So if we look at everything that I've created, it's like, you know, the master key, the systems masterclass, the upcoming messengers masterclass, all of that is about the gene keys and how to apply. And obviously I have, you know, my readings and the compendium. It's all gene keys, human design, astrology, application related. And then everything else I've taught is how to follow this business process that works really well. So readings on repeat is the process for creating a repeatable and sustainable reading business, an astromancy business specific. Quantum realism is like my 6 best print. Oh, wow. My ear is ringing like really intensely. Ooh. Anyway, quantum realism. Wow. Maybe there's something to do with quantum. Maybe I need to do something with quantum realism because my ear started ringing so intensely. But quantum realism is a program I'm really proud of. And it's like my 6 best like mindsets and other small like mindset processes around business. Strategy extravaganza, again, just all my business strategies for launching, hiring, content creation, creating a one-on-one coaching program, things like that. Notion Empire, again, all systems, like my actual digital systems and how to use those, which I also have given in other programs. Like readings on repeat also includes templates, and strategy extravaganza also includes a Notion template. And then the 2 new programs that I have just opened up for pre-3 sale, pre-resale, the podcast program and the Canva program. So I have 3 things right now for you to get into at a huge discount, over 50% for all of them, some of them 70%. And then if you bundle them together, it's like even cheaper. So let me tell you a little bit about the things that I'm creating and the business processes / gene keys things that I'm teaching so that you can know if they're right for you. And also if you're here right now, you're getting access to the best pricing for this stuff because it's going to go up, especially at the end of the month. 2 of those things are going up, and then the other one I'm not sure when. So let me tell you about all the things that I'm creating right now. So let's start with the Messengers Masterclass, which is happening in exactly 1 week. So it's going to happen tomorrow. And then I was just sick this weekend. Yeah, I got a treatment and then my stomach was just like really not okay. And I projectile vomited at the spa, casually, getting my nails done and just had to run to the bathroom. But anyway, hello to the person who just joined in that section of what I was saying. But yeah, so let me tell you about the masterclass. It was going to happen tomorrow. It's now happening Monday, April 29th at this exact time, actually, 9:30 p.m. Bali time, which is 9:30 a.m. EST. So 6:30 a.m. PST. Sorry for my California folks, but I can't do later than that. It's already going to be challenging to stay up tonight until 11 to teach my master key program. But yeah, that masterclass is something I'm really excited about, which by the way, if you're a master key student, you get access to that masterclass. This is the masterclass diving into Richard Rudd and Ra Uruhu's charts and why they were so perfect for being the founders and the transmitters of gene keys and human design respectively. Also, hi Dad. So Ra and Richard received the transmissions of human design and gene keys, and they were brave enough to answer that call and transmit the message to the rest of us. And they both received very different systems, like very different systems. Human design is very different from the Gene Keys. It's a lot more mechanical. It's a lot more structured. And then Gene Keys is very like flowery sometimes and very feminine and soft. And the interesting thing about both of these men is that they were the perfect messengers for these systems because of their charts. Both of their charts are very directly correlated to the type of message they transmitted. And so in this masterclass, we're going to do a deep dive on both of their charts and also talk about the human design and gene key systems as a whole to understand why they were the right people to transmit them. And so we're going to talk about their life's work keys. We're going to talk about their vocation keys. We're going to talk about elements in their human design. We're even going to get into a little bit of their astrology because I blend all of these things together. And so you're going to leave with an understanding and a newfound application as well of both the teacher and the lesson, and a really practical, guidance on how to engage with both of these systems given their different energetic imprint. So you're going to leave with some guidance on how do I engage with human design and how do I engage with gene keys, because they're both different systems, because they came through different people and they both have a different imprint. So this is really perfect for you if you're currently mastering the skills of chart reading, astromancy, and application, if you're a student of human design and or the gene keys, and if you want to take a bird's eye sort of meta perspective of the origin stories of these systems and their transmitters. And if you love to honor the roots and the sacred transmissions and want to increase your mastery as both a keeper of and also someone who passes down these messages. So for me, like going back to my culture is all about preservation. I'm here to preserve the roots of things, honor the roots of these systems. And, if you're around the human design and gene keys world a lot, you might be curious about the origin stories of these systems. You also might hear people not be super happy about the way that other people share the origin stories of those systems. So we're going to talk about the origin stories of both of these systems. We're going to talk about why it was correct for both of these men, Richard and Ra, to transmit these systems. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So it's happening, like I said, live on Zoom in exactly 7 days. So literally on Monday at this time of next week, like at 9:30 p.m. Bali, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And so you're going to be granted access to like a private Kajabi portal, of course, sometime before with the Zoom link and calendar details. And of course, a replay and slides will be updated and you'll get forever access, which will be so great. And right now it is at pre-launch at just $44. So normally my master classes are $111, but if you want to join beforehand, you get 60% off and you can join just right now live for $44. That is on the link in my bio. And if you're just curious about the men who founded human design and gene keys and the systems themselves of human design and gene keys and why they were perfect for going through these two messengers, then this is definitely the masterclass for you. You'll also learn how to read a little bit. If you like to learn by reverse engineering and like watching someone else do it, you're going to watch me read their charts. And so you're going to learn about how I read charts, and that might inform how you read charts and give you some tips and things to look at. It'll be a lot of fun. Again, if you're a Master Key student, you get access to this. So sweet. One of my students like immediately bought it when I released this a few days ago, and I was like, "You're so sweet." Actually, Yashika, who had just joined, and I was like, "You're so sweet. Here's your refund because you already get access to this." So if you're a Master Key student, don't worry, baby. I got you. You get access to the masterclass. But if you are not a Master Key student and want to join us, then come learn about Richard and Ra, their messages, and why they are the perfect messengers next Monday, exactly at this time, for just $44 before the price goes up to $111 after the masterclass has been recorded. So that's the first thing that I'm up to. So you have a 1 week of this beautiful pre-sale pricing for the Messengers Masterclass. The other two things I'm creating are a podcast program and a Canva and branding program. So they are two separate programs. Let's talk about them. The podcast program is running sometime in Q2, so sometime in the next 3 months. And the Canva program is running sometime at the end of this quarter or maybe at the beginning of next quarter. So end of Q2, beginning of Q3, something like that. And both of these are, again, a documentation of my process. So I'm someone that creates pretty prolifically on the internet. I definitely take time off as a hermit and a manifesting generator with like cyclical energy. I also, what's the word I want to say here? Yeah, like right now, for example, with like, I'm creating so many programs and things like that. Like the Master Key, more of my creative energy goes to programs, but I have a podcast and I create all of my branding and all of my designs. And these two programs are the programs to show you exactly step by step, which I love. I love a step by step. I love showing you, like, my attraction is the gene key of transparency. My always desire when I purchase a course is someone to walk me through step by step and show the behind the scenes, and not many people that I've invested in have done that. So I show you how to do that. I show you literally how to do the step by step. So let's talk about the two step by steps of this. If you want to create a podcast this year or in the next couple of years or whatever, or in general, and you just want to get this program as like a really low price, and we'll show you all the things to create a podcast. The podcast program, which the branding is going to drop in May, and that's when the price goes up. But the podcast program, as it is known now, it already has a name, but you'll know that in a little bit, is all about learning the tech and the processes and systems I use to run my own podcast, Shortcuts to Mastery, which is a top 5% podcast, by the way. So you can create, launch, and host your own. So I say your voice and message deserve to be heard, and it deserves to be easy for you to do it. And there's people that deserve to hear your message. And so I want to give you my super organized Capricorn stelliums, well-oiled machine so you can plug and play and get up and running in no time, and also keep it going sustainably. And as you just heard Dana talk, if you were here earlier, I create some pretty great and organized systems. So I got one for you for the podcast. And by the way, if you're in Notion Empire, this is the program where I teach you even more how to use that podcast template. So if you buy Notion Empire, you get my whole like podcast hub. But then if you purchase the podcast program, I give you the other parts of the technology, like the recording, editing, things like that, to plug and play into that template too. So speaking of, let me tell you what you get with the program. So we're going to be covering where I host my podcast and other recommended platforms you can use to host, so other places you can host. You don't have to use mine necessarily. How to distribute your podcast to Spotify, Apple, Google, and all the places. Also going to learn how to edit your podcast, including like finding your theme music, which was a big thing for me, scripting, recording, and editing your intro and outro, editing your podcast content with your intro and outro, including any sound effects, things like that, how I think about that. So you're going to learn about all the bits and pieces of editing a podcast simply, right? We're not going to be doing like crazy, insane things on, GarageBand or anything like that, or After Effects or whatever the fuck. We're going to be keeping things very simple, which is going to be really great. We're also going to talk about how to record your podcast. So best practices for sound setups, my mic setup and recommendation, my recording software and recommendation, how to put these things together, the hardware, the software, things like that. We're going to talk about how to interview guests and set them up for success, including my software recommendations for interviewing, as well as how I onboard and support my guests. I think having a really smooth onboarding experience and a really lovely thank you experience for guests is really potent. So, and also my thoughts on interviewing guests in general, and the way that I think about hosting great interviews. So I'm also going to teach you about some of my favorite interviewers, people that inspire me when it comes to interviewing people, and how to just create really, really good content that honors your guest and like is amazing for your listeners as well. So I have lots of thoughts on that. We're also going to talk about how to design your cover art, how to launch your podcast, how to promote your podcast, including Canva templates for posts, stories, and emails. You're also going to get the Notion template I was just talking about for project managing your podcast. So the Notion template is all about project management. So prepping solo episodes, prepping interviews, like where are you at in those episodes and things like that, keeping all the links in the same place. It's a great fucking template. And where to find podcast rankings and so much more. So that is happening within the next quarter, aka within the next 2 months, because we basically just have a week left of this month. So within 2 months, we're going to be talking all about the podcast program, which again has an amazing name that I'll launch next week. And your pre-sale purchase gives you forever access to the program once it's live. So right now it's $297. So is the Canva program. These programs are both $1,000 programs. They are going to retail at $997 once the full price is like all the way up. Right now they're just at $297. So you can save literally 70% off getting this program within the next 8 days, because the price is going to go up, like I said, on May 1st. So you have 8 days to get the podcast program at the cheapest that it is ever going to be. There's already people in it, which is so amazing. And yeah, this is the pre-sale, pre times 3 podcast program. Let me know if you have any questions, those of you that are here live. So I'm super excited about that. Like I said, I find that with everything I do, I create systems, I create repeatable things, I create organization, I create efficiency. Like, I'm not a person that has my files fucking all over the place. It's another thing we're gonna talk about, how to organize your files. I didn't even talk about that. We're talking about how to organize your files for creating and keeping all your files together and things like that, for running a whole podcast. Yeah, I'm someone that everything is squeaky clean. And if you're curious as to why you would want this, number one, if you're a solopreneur, then it makes your life easier, right? Everything's faster. You're not like scrambling to figure out where things are. But number two, if you want to bring someone on, like I just brought on my one of my best friends, Nikki Vergakis, onto my team earlier this year. Like, she was onboarded in no fucking time because everything I have is so organized. Like, literally, in Canva, for example, which I'm going to tell you about in a second, Canva, crazy organized. My podcast stuff, crazy organized. Our Notions, crazy organized. If you want to get a Notion template, by the way, on how to have a team member on your team and like keep track of their tasks and give them onboarding videos and things like that, that is also a Notion empire. There's a whole section called Team Dash that teaches you this. So, by the way, you can get Notion Empire at a slight discount as a cart bump to these programs. So there's a little bit of a cheeky discount there as well too for Notion Empire. It is also $297 right now. That's the full price of Notion Empire, which is a crazy price. But you can get it for $197 if you add it on to the podcast program or the Canva program. Let me tell you about that, which also has a name, but I'll release that later. So right now, without the branding, without the name and all the sexiness of it, you can also get it for $297. It will retail at $997 when it is fully out there. It is a $1,000 program. This is branding and design for digital business owners specifically. It's like, yeah, you can learn branding and design, and that's great. But if you're learning branding and design for like magazines or editorial or websites or something like that, not, I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about websites, but a different kind of website, if that makes sense. It might not actually be super relevant, but if you're a digital business owner who's creating Instagram posts, you're creating courses online, you're creating, live stream events and things like that. This is the type of digital design, like this type of graphic design that we're going to learn. It's specific to digital online business owners. So I'm going to teach you how to create your own unique designs that come straight from your soul and grow your impact and grow your income, which is going to be so much fun. So some of the juicy content included, we have the branding basics. So foundations of branding, developing your own brand, simplifying brand terminology and technicalities, and essential design tools for inspiration, creation, editing, and more. That's going to be super fun. I had one of my students ask me, let me go look at, she asked me a question that I answered earlier today. Where is it? Okay. She asked me if it's going to help her find her branding colors and discover her branding style. And yes, that's the first part of this program. So we're going to talk about discovering your colors, discovering your branding style. I teach this really simply. So when I've learned this before, it's been super complicated and like take this brand quiz and whatever, which was like interesting and fun. But yeah, just after so many years of doing graphic design for digital business, I just have a much simpler way of looking at it that I really want to give to you. So that is the first part with the branding basics. Then we're going to get into Canva. So I have so much to say about Canva. Everything that you see that I create is on Canva. I sometimes supplement with like other more, like slightly more advanced technical or tech stacks, and also sometimes slightly even more simple software, design software for making the designs that I do, but 99% of it is on Canva. And a lot of the times, like what you're seeing that other people create on Canva, it just looks so cookie cutter, and it's like clearly the Canva template, it all fucking looks the same. And the things that I create are not like that. And so I want to teach you how to use Canva at its like fullest capacity for creation, including playing a little bit with the AI on there and stuff like that, which is going to be really fun. And we're going to talk about some really fun Canva hacks that even your social media manager doesn't know, because the last two ones that I've hired did not know these Canva hacks. So I taught them to them. We're also going to talk about organizing your Canva for lightning quick design. And again, for possibly onboarding someone onto your team. My Canva is so organized. You have no idea. Anyone who's ever worked for me is like, holy shit, this is so easy to find. Everything is so easy. And I'm going to teach you how to do that, which is going to be so great. And we're also going to do some design tutorials and projects. So we're going to talk about the process of developing the visuals of a product or post series. So this is like the whole creation of a visual brand for again, like a product or a post series or something like that, I have such a fun and unique process for developing the visual feel and the visual brand of the things that I create. So for example, like Notion Empire has its own visual brand. My Gene Keys 101 series has its own visual brand. And I have a really cool process for creating that and keeping it still assimilated to what I do, but creating a new look for something. And so I'm going to teach you how I do that. It uses Canva, it uses Pinterest, and it's a really fun, simple process that I really enjoy. It's an iterative design process that's digital, which is really nice. We're also going to do some hands-on projects for digital courses and social media, which is going to be great. And we're even going to talk about the foundations of meme making and where to find memes. So I have like really leaned into the meme creation. I actually have some Barbie memes coming for you tomorrow, which is going to be fun. And like I said, that's happening sometime late Q2, early Q3 of this year. You can save, again, 70% off today by investing at $297. It will debut at $997 once it's fully live. It's a $1,000 program, but you can get it for $300 right now, less than $300. And the really exciting part is that you can bundle both of these programs together. So you can bundle the podcast program and the Canva program. They're both $297 right now. So this is like $2,000 value, but at less than $600. If you bundle two of them, you can get them for $500 flat. So instead of $297 times two, which is like $594, you can get them for just $500 flat. If you want to buy each of them separately, you can upgrade to the Notion. You can upgrade and add Notion Empire for $197. But if you bundle the two, you can also upgrade and add Notion Empire for $197 only. So kind of an insane deal. If you want to get all three of my 2024 business process programs, you can get them for $697 when they normally would be almost $2,500. So that is everything that I'm creating right now. That is everything that's on pre-times 3 sale, super mega Trustful prices, pre-sale prices. All of that is available now for that price, which is so exciting. So that's what I'm really experimenting with in business right now. All I want to do is teach live. All I want to do is do these business process teaching classes, bring community together, have you meet my community. And I'm really having a lot of fun with these pre-sale prices. Let me inform you of what's happening. Hi Neha. So yeah, let me inform you of what's happening. Let me give you a super crazy discount on the things that I'm creating, and also give me something to respond to. And if you want to join this program, which people already have, it gives me fuel to the fire to actually creating them, which is so exciting. So that's everything that's happening right now. So quick recap, the Messengers Masterclass, deep dive on Richard and Ra's charts and why they were the perfect teachers and messengers of their respective transmissions, happening in exactly 1 week at this time, Monday at 9:30 p.m. Bali, 9:30 a.m. EST. Right now available for $44, then it will be $111 once it's been recorded. So save 60% off right now in the next 7 days. You have 7 days to get access to that price. And then I have 2 programs right now running on pre-sale, which is the podcast program. The price goes up for the podcast program on May 1st because the branding is going to be released. That's at $297 right now. Learn all the processes and tech that I use to run my podcast and how to run yours so that your voice gets to be heard. And then with the Canva program, also at $297. I don't know when that price will go up. I'll release the branding for that later, probably sometime in May. So you have like over a week probably to save on that price. But yeah, that is the Canva price, $297 as well. And if you want to bundle the two, you get them for just $500, which is crazy because the total value of these programs is $2,000. And you can add an upgrade with Notion Empire for both of those and get it at a slight discount, which is so much fun. Get it at 30% off. So that is everything, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me and listening to my Bali updates, listening to what I'm excited about business right now. Thank you, Dana, for coming on earlier and talking all about your experience with Notion Empire. And that's everything with my current pre-sale offers. And Neha, if you're still here, Neha was also in Notion Empire. I'm curious if you have anything to say about Notion Empire. I had Dana, who was on Notion Empire, came and shared live just randomly off the cuff about the program. So since you're here, why not invite you as well, and also get my audience to know you. But if you're like chilling in your PJs, you can also go home and get off this live and just chill. But yeah, that's everything that I've been up to, you guys. If you have any questions about those programs, let me know, and have a sip of water right now while I wait to see if any questions come through. And then I'm going to head on off because I have a master key call teaching the life's work sphere in an hour, which is going to be a lot of fun. So any questions about programs, you guys? Hi to those of you that just joined. Any questions about Bali living or nomad life in general as well? I'd be so curious to see. Cool. All right, you guys, this was so fun. DM me if you have any questions. I'll be posting about it more. I'll be posting stories, things like that about all the things. What else? Is there anything else I want to say? Yeah, I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited about community. I'm excited for you guys to know each other. So again, also let me know if you're excited about a free community where you guys can actually interact with each other instead of just interact with me on Instagram, because I think that would be a lot of fun. And if you have any requests or thoughts or ideas for that, I would also just love that. And yeah, thank you all for hanging out with me. So appreciate you. And if you, like I said, if you want to chat, if you want to connect, find me on the DMs. Dad, is it fun to move from city to city? Oh, so many questions about all this stuff. So funny. Is it fun to move from city to city? It's fun if you know what to do. If you're like working a lot like me right now, but if I didn't know how to move around in Ubud, this would be very stressful because I have so much to do right now. So I want to feel like I feel settled and like I know how to move around the city, how to get food and things like that. So yeah, it is fun depending on the stage. If I was like very free and had lots of time, then I would be I would definitely be moving around a lot more. But right now it feels like I'm in like a second home, which is really nice. And Ulises says, how does an MG enjoy Bali? Really enjoy it. There's a lot of things to respond to. There's a lot of things happening in the moment all the time, which is really great. And it's, for me, super satisfying. Not for every generator this would be satisfying, but the greenery, the weather, the chickens are fucking hilarious. So they're very satisfying. Every morning I get woken up by a bunch of chickens and roosters at like 6 a.m. So I really love that too, because it's like I get to wake up early, which is nice. I'm not so excited about it tomorrow because I'm going to teach for like 90 minutes tonight starting at 11 p.m. But yeah, that'll be fun. And yeah, I really enjoy it. But yeah, that's it, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. This was so much fun. And have a beautiful rest of your day, rest of your night, wherever you are in the world. And I hope to see you in one of my programs coming up soon. That would be amazing because that's all I want right now. It's just people hanging out in my programs, changing the way they create, changing their lives, and hanging out and meeting the other people that I attract into my world as well. All right. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
All right, my friend, thanks for joining me on another ride aboard the Shortcuts to Mastery spaceship. You can get started on your human design and Gene Keys journey with me today for free by going to mariahenning.com/chart, which is linked below. If you're a visuals lover as well as an audiophile, then definitely join the party over on Instagram at @ByMariaHenning for lots of fun and beautiful educational content, and to tag me in the stories with the episodes you listen to so I can repost you. And of course, if you're here, you know it totally rocks for podcasts to receive great ratings, so if you're feeling warm and fuzzy and want to share, I'd be eternally grateful. I can't wait to connect again. Thanks for being here, and until next time, here's to everything going easier, better, and faster than expected.